The two celebrity hot saga. In the city of Lagos, Nigeria, there lived two famous superstars, Kenneth and Chief Obago. Kenneth was a renowned musician, known for his sweet melodies and energetic performance. Chief Obago, on the other hand, was a successful businessman who owned a chain of popular bars and restaurants. The two men were once close friends, but a misunderstanding had driven them apart. Kenneth had made a joke about Chief Obago's weight, calling him Owerri Elephant. Chief Obago took offense and responded with a series of insults, questioning Kenneth's musical talent and financial stability. The saga between the two men had been going on for weeks, with each side trying to outdo the other. Kenneth had been posting subtle jabs on social media, while Chief Obago retaliated with scathing comments. One day, Kenneth decided to take his revenge to the next level. He sent his music team to visit Chief Obago's family, who lived in a small village on the outskirts of Ogbonike. Kenneth's music team met with Chief Obago's younger brother named Chinelu, who had been struggling to make ends meet. The team handed Chinelu an envelope containing $30,000 check, saying, "This is for you and your family. Your brother has neglected you for too long." Chinelu was shocked and grateful for Kenneth's kindness. He promised to keep the encounter a secret, but Kenneth's team just smiled and said, "The truth will come out soon enough." Kenneth's team visit to Chief Obago's family was just the beginning of his plan to fulfill his promise to Chief Obago. "I will feed you and your family." Little did Chief Obago know Kenneth has another plan waiting for him. Kenneth's next move was to find the Kenyan woman, Wangera, who claimed to have a child with Chief Obago. Kenneth and his team had been in contact with Wangera for weeks, and she had finally agreed to come to Lagos with her son. Kenneth booked their flight and arranged for them to stay in a comfortable hotel in Lagos. Wangera was nervous but determined to confront Chief Obago and demand recognition for their child. As they arrived in Lagos, Kenneth and his team met them at the airport and escorted them to their hotel. Wangera was amazed by Kenneth's kindness and generosity. She had never met anyone like him before. Kenneth assured Wangera that he would support her and her son, no matter what. He told her that Chief Obago would soon be forced to acknowledge his responsibilities. Wangera smiled, feeling a sense of hope and relief. She was finally going to get the recognition and support she deserved. Chief Obago was still unaware of the storm blowing around him. He was too busy planning his next business move and responding to Kenneth's subtle jabs on social media. But Kenneth was not just playing games. He was planning a grand finale that would expose Chief Obago's secret and bring him to his knees. Kenneth, Wangera, and her son were planning to confront Chief Obago at his bar, where he would be holding a grand opening ceremony. Kenneth had invited the whole Lagos, and everyone was eager to see the drama unfold. Chief Obago's world was about to be turned upside down, and he had no idea what was coming. The day of the grand opening ceremony arrived, and Chief Obago's bar was packed with guests. Kenneth, Wangera, and her son arrived just as Chief Obago was about to cut the ribbon. Chief Obago's eyes widened in shock as he saw Wangera and the boy, who looked like him. Wangera approached Chief Obago, her voice trembling with emotion. "Chief Obago, this is your son," she said, pointing to the small boy. "You have been denying him for too long. It's time you take responsibility." Chief Obago's face turned red with rage, and he denied any involvement with Wangera or the little boy. But Kenneth and his team was not having it. Kenneth stepped forward, his voice firm and commanding. "Chief Obago, you have been lying for too long. It's time you told the truth. Wangera and her son deserve recognition and respect. You owe it to them to acknowledge your responsibilities. The crowd began to murmur and chant, demanding that Chief Obago tell the truth. Chief Obago's world was crumbling around him, and he knew he had to do something. But what? Chief Obago's face turned pale as he scanned the crowd looking for an escape route. But there was none. Kenneth's team and Wangera and her son had him cornered. The crowd was getting restless, and some people were even shouting, "Tell the truth, Chief Obago." Chief Obago's eyes went back to Wangera and her son. He could see the resemblance between himself and the little boy. He knew he couldn't deny it anymore, but his pride wouldn't let him admit it either. Just as Chief Obago was about to speak, Chinelu, his younger brother, pushed his way through the crowd. "Chief Obago, stop!" Chinelu shouted. "You can't keep denying the truth. Kenneth gave me $30,000 for our family because you neglected us. It is time you take responsibility for your actions." The crowd gasped in shock. Chief Obago's eyes widened in anger, but Wangera stood her ground. "You have been lying to us for too long, brother," Chinelu said. "It's time you told us the truth." Chief Obago's face crumbled and he slumped against the wall. The crowd began to murmur and some people even cheered. Kenneth stepped forward, his voice calm and authoritative. "Chief Obago, it is time you face the music. You have been lying and denying your responsibilities for too long. It is time you took care of your family and acknowledged your son." The crowd erupted in cheers and Wangera smiled, tears streaming down her face. She knew she had finally gotten the recognition and respect she deserved. Chief Obago, on the other hand, looked defeated and his pride and ego shattered. As the crowd cheered, Kenneth turned to Chief Obago and said, "I told you I would feed you and your family. Now it's time you take care of them." And with that, Kenneth and his team walked away, leaving Chief Obago to pick up the pieces of his shattered life. The people of Lagos City, both online and offline, were still buzzing with excitement the next day. The drama between Kenneth and Chief Obago had been the talk of the city. Everyone was eager to see what would happen next. As for Kenneth, he was hailed as a hero for standing up to Chief Obago and forcing him to take responsibility for his actions. Kenneth's music sales even skyrocketed, with fans praising him for his bravery and integrity. Chief Obago, on the other hand, was left to ponder the consequences of his actions. He had lost the respect of his community and his family, and he knew that he had to work hard to regain their trust. In the end, Kenneth's plan had worked. He had fulfilled his promise to feed Chief Obago and his family, but not in the way Chief Obago had expected. Instead, Kenneth had forced Chief Obago to take responsibility for his actions and provide for his family himself. It was a lesson to Chief Obago that he would never forget. As the days went by, Chief Obago struggled to come to terms with his new reality. He had lost the respect of his community and his family, and he knew he had to work hard to regain their trust. One day, Chief Obago decided to visit his younger brother Chinelu to apologize for neglecting him and his family. Chinelu was surprised to see Chief Obago at his doorstep, but he welcomed him with open arms. "I'm sorry, Chinelu," Chief Obago said, his voice shaking with emotion. "I was wrong to neglect you and our family. I promise to do better from now on." Chinelu smiled and hugged his brother. "I forgive you, Chief Obago, but you need to make things right with Wangera and her son too." Chief Obago nodded, knowing that Chinelu was right. He visited Wangera and his son and apologized for denying them and neglecting his responsibilities. Wangera was hesitant at first, but eventually forgave Chief Obago and allowed him to be a part of their life. As Chief Obago worked to rebuild his relationships with his family and community, Kenneth continued to strive. His music career was booming, and he was hailed as a hero for standing up to Chief Obago and forcing him to take responsibility for his actions. But despite his success, Kenneth never forgot about Chief Obago and his family. He continued to support them and even offered Chief Obago a job at one of his music events. Chief Obago was grateful for Kenneth's kindness and he worked hard to prove himself. Years went by and Chief Obago's life was transformed. He had regained the respect of his community and his family, and he was proud to be responsible and caring father and brother. And as for Kenneth, he continued to be a shining star in the music industry. He never forgot about Chief Obago and his family, and he continued to support them every step of the way. The story of Kenneth and Chief Obago serve as a reminder to everyone in Lagos that with great power comes great responsibility, and it also shows that even the most unlikely of friends can become like brothers if they are willing to work together and support each other. The people of Lagos would always remember the drama between Kenneth and Chief Obago and how it had transformed their lives forever. And they would always be grateful to Kenneth for teaching them the value of responsibility, integrity, and kindness. As for Kenneth and Chief Obago, they remained close friends until the end of their days. They would always look back on their drama-filled past and laugh, knowing that it had brought them closer together and taught them valuable lessons about life. Years later, Kenneth and Chief Obago sat together at one of Chief Obago's bar in Lagos and reflected on their past. They had come a long way since their drama-filled days, and their friendship had only grew stronger. "I am grateful for that day you gave my brother $30,000, Chief Obago said, turning to Kenneth with a smile. "It was a wake-up call for me. I realized I had been neglecting my family and my responsibilities." Kenneth chuckled. "I'm just glad I could help. You have come a long way since then, Chief Obago. You are a great father and brother now." Chief Obago nodded, his eyes shining with gratitude. "Thanks to you, Kenneth. You taught me the value of responsibility and integrity. I will never forget that." As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the city, Kenneth and Chief Obago stood up, brushing off their clothes. "I am glad we are friends, Chief Obago," Kenneth said, smiling. "Me too, Kenneth," Chief Obago replied, smiling back. And with that, the two friends walked off into the sunset, hand in hand, their bond stronger than ever. Hope you enjoyed this story. Like, share, and comment. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on your bell notification so you get notified when an amazing story like this drops. See you in the next video.